Dobry wieczór.
Good evening.
Bardzo przepraszam za
I'm very sorry for the delay. I'm standing in front of you because I promised you a conference at 3 a.m. Unfortunately, we've not been able to meet the deadline, but soon we are going to begin, so I'm going to invite the members of the National Electoral Commission to join us here. I know that we are all tired and you are all waiting for the news, so I would like to give the floor to Minister Czaplicki. Judge Dauter. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately, I have to inform you that we have certain problems with functioning of the IT system. I'm going to tell you about, or Director Drapiński is going to tell you about the details. So for now, I wish to tell you that because of these problems, we have only very, very partial results of the votes. We have unofficial partial votes for the elections of the heads of villages, mayors of cities and president of cities. 5,951,000 were the numbers of votes cast. The number of ballots was 2,877,000, and as far as the turnout is concerned, it was 46.64%. Out of the total number of 2,477 posts for which people were going to be elected, more than 40. We have results for 40 only. We also have only 18 results regarding the councils. What I can also tell you is that no results are available for the powiat or county councils, or no results for the voivodeship assemblies. We, on the other hand, have partial results for the elections of presidents of selected large cities. I can present these results to you. They are based on the reports that have been approved in the number of more than 10% of the total number of the reports. In Gorzów Wielkopolski, 11.7% of the reports have already been approved, and the results based on that are as follows. Jan Wójcicki, 90.95%, Tadeusz Jędrzejczak, 90.90%, and Marek Surmacz, 6.6%. In Katowice, where 14.37% of the reports have been approved, and the results based on that number of the reports are as follows. Marcin Tomasz Krupa, 42.37%, Sośnierz Andrzej Stanisław, 20.25%, Arkadiusz Tadeusz Godlewski, 13.06%. In Kielce, 21.51% of the reports have been confirmed, and based on that, the results are as follows. Lubawski Wojciech Jerzy, 55.27%, Krzysztof Adam, 21.37%, and Lewicki Marian, 8.05%. In Lublin,
Zatwierdzono
28.02% of the reports have been confirmed, and the results are as follows. Żółt Krzysztof Jan, 60.02%, Muszyński Grzegorz, 30.45%, and Polsk Gruszka Beata, 3.02%. Olsztyn, 18% of the reports confirmed. Małkowski Czesław Jerzy, 44.20%. Grzymowicz Piotr Władysław, 23.21%. Arendt Iwona Ewa, 11.06%. In Opole, 14.08% of the report have been confirmed, and the results are as follows. Wiśniewski Arkadiusz, 45.56%. Wojciecha Paweł Michał, 26.07%. Jarmuziewicz Tadeusz, 20.07%. Poznań, 9.09% of the report have been confirmed. Grobelny Ryszard, 31.27%. Dziuba Tadeusz Antoni, 20.77%. And Lewandowski Tomasz Jacek, 17.77%. Rzeszów, 13.98% of the reports have been confirmed, and the results are as follows. Ferenc Tadeusz, 63.64%, Szlachta Andrzej, 24.62%, Prędecki Krzysztof, 8.30%, and Toruń, here quite an exceptional number of reports have been approved, more than 42%, and the results are as follows. Zalewski Michał Franciszek, 70.17%, Szurin Wielgus Joanna Izabela, 17.26%, and Rasilewski Zbigniew, 9.13%. Well, this is all I can present to you at the moment, because these are the results that we've been able to obtain so far. And now I believe you expect certain explanations concerning the functioning of the IT system, and therefore I'd like to give the floor to Director Drabiński to say a few words about that. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, the IT system, as you know, has been tested for 2 weeks in a very intense manner. Today, it started working at 12 noon. And the turnout results have been collected then, and 2:30 we have also been able to collect data about the turnout. That happened very fast, faster than anywhere, anytime so far. Then before 9 p.m. we corrected the definition data because of certain changes that had to be made in the polling stations, the number of people having the right to vote, etc., etc. The process took approximately an hour and a half, and then after 9 p.m., after the polling stations were closed, the system was ready to work. The electoral calculator, that is software that should support the district electoral commissions, worked properly between 11 p.m. and 1:30 a.m. There were some problems related with sending the data and printing the results because of the big load on the central infrastructure. Also around 11 p.m., the representatives of the territorial electoral commissions had problems with logging in. They were supposed to supervise the process of sending the reports from the district commissions to the territorial commissions. because the reports have to be verified by the territorial commissions, because based on that we prepare the preliminary results. To 27, the system has been really faulty. Every second or every third user had problems with logging in. Then in 27 hours, there was improvement, and quite a big number of reports from the district commissions have come, and the process of verifying and approving the reports started happening. Then at 2 a.m., more than 10% of the reports from the district commissions had received, so it was okay. But for the territorial commissions, approximately 10% of the reports were approved. That was the situation at 2 a.m. And these data will probably be pretty optimistic. Probably in the second part of the conference at 6 a.m. more or less, we will have better data. For now, we have problems with printing the results for several dozen territorial commissions and in 18 communes that concerns the results of the elections to the commune councils. As well, of course, the registration process will be improved, and I hope that in the second part of the conference, this data will be of much better quality. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, do you have any questions? Who would like to ask the first question? I can see somebody wishing to ask a question. A journalist from RMF radio station. I would like to ask about the problems, because I understand that because the commissions are not able to print the reports, there are black screens, for example, that they are not able to send the results. These are the signals that we get from our listeners who are stuck in such commissions. That we hear that they just see black screens and they are not able to do anything. So is this just printing or some other problems also? No, this is the problem with printing the results. There is a fault in the software which makes it impossible to have the correct paper version of the report. This is just the matter of time. The IT specialists have to work on it. Some commissioners, especially in small communes, having just one or two polling districts, they decide to present the data in paper form. They just take the data to the electoral commissioner, who checks the data and generates the data. In larger towns or cities, so for the elections to county councils or voivodeship assemblies, such a process would be very difficult, because sometimes you would need to take into account the data from the several hundred polling stations, for example. But we believe that these problems will be solved by 6 o'clock. Representative of PAP, Łukasz Stawikowski from PAP agency. Press agency. So there were two types of problems. There were problems with logging in, and now there are problems with printing. So I would like to make sure that I understood correctly. And secondly, I would like to ask, what was the reason of the problems? Problems with the software, but you've mentioned 2 weeks testing.
działania w tej chwili, żeby
And the third question, now what actions are taken now in order for the problems to be eliminated? Well, we've noted those problems during the tests of the phase of the software. They have been removed, but today's problems with logging in were related with the big load on the application servers. Well, these are technicalities, so I'm not going to go into them, but there was lack of communication. At 15 minutes past midnight, we needed to stop the operation of the system, change the configuration and refresh the system, and starting from that moment, everything went well. The software for such elections works in this way that in a very short time, a very large number of small files have to be sent. Maybe the databases have not been configured properly. Maybe they are ready to receive other types of data. Maybe the characteristics of the traffic has not been configured properly. So the database server simply did not withstand such throughput. Well, during the test, we actually checked a similar throughput, and the configuration worked. But during this electoral night, we had to wait for several dozen minutes. But it was only several dozen minutes. Let me emphasize that this several dozen minutes after 11 p.m. until like 27 minutes after midnight did not really slow down the process, because it was possible to work on the results in the polling districts and send the results. Only after 27 minutes past midnight, the results were verified centrally. Now, the problems with printing, that was the fault that was discovered during the tests, well, in the next step, yet another error has been found, which will need to be corrected soon in order for the territorial commissions to be able to make the printouts.
Pan redaktor, bardzo proszę.
Łukasz Jedliński from TVN24. The problems that you're talking about, may they lead to the situation in which we will get to know the results of the elections later than was planned? And were there any more incidents during voting discovered? Well, the problems with the IT system may lead to a delay in presentation of the results, but it will be just several hours. Because in small communes, the results should be known already. But of course, for some other polling districts, there may be some delays. As for big powiat councils, for example, county councils, the last results should not be delayed because of that.
Panie ministrze, pani?
Minister? Well, it's hard for me to say. As usual, the last level or the last entity has the decisive role. I mean, until we get all the reports from all the paper reports from the polling stations going to territorial station, we need to wait. Let me just remind you that in 2010, we succeeded to collect all the information, and the reports were transferred on Thursday late night. So if nothing unusual happens, especially as far as the IT system is concerned, I think that we will present the results at the latest on Wednesday. Why Wednesday? Please note that the elections are taking place in one mandate polling districts. We have more than 37,000 like that. In previously, there were 10,000 less electoral districts and the reports to be received. As for the incidents, from the information that we've received from the police headquarters, there have been more than 690 incidents. So the number of the incidents has grown since the last information given. Those were mainly related to destroying the leaflets, posters, and banners. In 5 cases, if I remember correctly, I don't have the data in front of me, but there were attempts to trade the ballots. There were, and the situations that frequently happen, well, that there were people trying to persuade others to vote for a specific candidate, for example. Well, destroying a banner or a leaflet or poster cannot be treated as infringement of the electoral silence, but all the other cases are submitted to the relevant police station. Well, thank you very much for participation. Oh, yeah, the next conference is going to take place at 6:15 in the morning, as planned. So once again, we are very sorry for the delay.